Welcome back to my channel. No.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah. She got the thing that I love. Where she from, I don't know.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. This is a video that is long overdue. I promise you guys this a long time. I know. I just been working with some other stuff, and every time I record this video, I miss out something or I'm talking too much, something of the sort. So what I did is that I went back and got some of the questions from what you guys asked the last time to kind of help me with the video. When did you move? I moved to the United States 2011, May. Around that time it wasn't too cold, but it was cold. I remember my little brother asking my mother, "Mommy, they got AC outside." They got AC outside. So it was pretty, it wasn't too bad. It was just like a light jacket or a hoodie on. When we came, the first thing I did was went to Times Square, and you know these people that just be on the side. Sorry, they got some people that is be on, some people that is be. They got some people that is be in Times Square, right? And they just be drawing supposedly you. It didn't look like me, it looked like somebody else. If I find it, I think I still got it. If I find it, I can put a picture so you guys can see. But I don't think I have it. I don't think I still have it, but it was so funny. She did not draw me at all. I don't know who it was, guys. I don't know who it was, but you went to Times Square, Alicia Keys, New York, you know, all this extra stuff. It was cool. It was alright. I was hyped, you know. First time it was my first time flying. It was my first time ever leaving Guyana, so it was pretty exciting. Within a month or two, I was homesick a little bit. I don't even know. I don't think I remember exactly what my emotions were, but deep down inside of me, I was just thinking about, what am I going to do? Am I staying here? Am I moving back to Guyana? Am I going to find a job? Am I going to school? What's next, you know? But let me move on to the other question. The next question is, what was the first thing you did? Like I said, the first thing I did when I moved here was went to Times Square. And it was crowded. It was crowded. It was very, very crowded. There was a lot of people, a lot of different people. I'm talking black, white, Indian, Asian, Arabian, anything you could think of. It was everyone out there. But it was amazing. It was exciting, you know. What was my first job? My first job was actually at Burger King. I would never forget that place. Burger King. When I started Burger King, my manager, if I'm not mistaken, Lisa, was from Grenada. She was from an island. I think it was Grenada. Moving along, I met a lot of people, a lot of different people. I'm talking Jamaican, Haitian, Indian, American, and they were so helpful. They helped me with my transition from Guyana to the United States. They taught me the language. Because there's obviously a language difference, because what we say in Guyana, they don't say here, obviously. And they had to teach me not to stare at people or not to look at people, because you know in Guyana, you're peeping and you're looking. Don't do that here. First it was like, you don't do that here. Moving along, they taught me the money and everything else that I needed to know. The thing is that they helped me with the biggest thing that they helped me with though was school. So my I think it was my cousin or somebody was saying that I needed to do my GEDs before I got into college, even though I was already attending UG and finished writing CXC and everything, right? When I started going to GED class, it was at Kingsborough Community College. And I met some people there. Obviously, you know me, social butterfly. I met a few people there too that were pretty awesome. The classes were great. It was like basic maths, English, the social studies was where it took me to a different a different, what would I say, a different perspective of life, because in Guyana you're learning history, you're learning about slavery, you're learning about your ancestors, versus here you're learning about Columbus. You're learning about slavery too, but you're learning from the other side of, I don't want to get too much into it, but it was a little different, but I grasped it quickly. And during the time I was going there, my one of my co-workers was like, you don't need to do all of that. Just apply with your CXC what you have and the college credits that you have from UG. So I was like, all right, let me try it or whatever. So I applied to Borough of Manhattan Community College. I applied to Borough of Manhattan Community College, and I got in way before I finished my GED. So I don't think that's something you need, but if it's something you want to accomplish, then by all means go for it. By all means do what you have to do. It's not that expensive, it's not that hard. If I'm not mistaken, the classes that I did at that time, 2011, it was around $250, I think, for it. I don't remember, don't quote me. I'll try to put that information below if I do find out what it is now. But if I'm not mistaken, some schools or some programs do let you do it for free. That's another thing about America. There's resources and there's things for free, okay? Free. Anyways, moving along. This is probably way off from the question, but as I'm here, why not, why not touch on it? So I applied and I got into college. Just try your luck. The next question was actually, what school did I go to? So to continue, I started Borough of Manhattan Community College. Oh. You got into college, how you paying for it? You just come from Guyana. Working at Burger King was like $7.25 an hour. Not much money. My parents, they don't have all this amount of money to pay for college and stuff like that. So what was I going to do? So the first thing I did was research. I knew these people at this particular college already, so I did my research. And obviously my friends at Burger King was like, apply for scholarships, apply for financial aid. Yo, there is a scholarship for every single thing in America. There's a scholarship for being from the Caribbean. There's a scholarship for first generation in college. There's a scholarship for being left-handed. There's a scholarship for just being a woman. There's a scholarship for just being a man. There's a scholarship for everything. Then there's this thing called financial aid. Just a little side note. Some of you may have heard otherwise about how I paid for my expenses through school. Yeah, no. That person did not pay for me to go to school. I'm sorry. Sorry to burst your bubble. But so yes, back to what I was saying. There's scholarships, there's financial aid. So I applied for financial aid. I got through with financial aid. My parents helped me start with books and all these extra stuff. All right, now we're in student government. Miss Cummings pulled me aside. I'm in student government now. I'm a part of this whole new world. Being in student government was the reason, or is the reason, why I want nothing to do with anything politics. Even though it was just a school, we had our budget, I think, was like 1.5 million or something of the sort. We had about, how many students did we had? I can't even remember, but it was a lot. You have that, then you have about 12 to 15 clubs that you have to take care, that you have to, look over. But when I started out as what they call a student rep. Started out as a student rep, then I went on to becoming a senator. I was also yearbook editor one of the years. The following year I was also a part of the yearbook committee. I was a part of pretty much everything up until graduation, right? So I'm in student government. I started as a student rep. I went to being a senator. Then from senator, I became president. Yes, Madam President. Then I became president, and then as soon as my presidency was finished, I graduated from college. During the course of the time of being in student government, I got access to a lot. When I say networking is a thing, y'all know this. Networking is one of the major things, And it wasn't easy. Even though I had my friends, and I had my mentor, his name is Jamel Henderson. I still needed to find myself. I still needed to remember who I was. You know, I'm Okima from Guyana, or as some of you know, Okina from Guyana. It's another story for another day. So you just gotta remain focused, remain grounded in what you want and what your goal is. Sit down, write a goal, write a plan, write whatever it is you gotta write, and try to get it as not fast, but at your own pace. Don't let people push you into, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this, you gotta do. Because the amount of times I hear, this is not what you should be doing, this is what you should be doing, you should go into politics because you know all these people, you know this, you know that. Listen, it was a great experience. I'm not going to lie, it was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had, but it wasn't something that I saw myself doing long term. And on top of that, while we were there, believe it or not, we were fighting for everything. I am talking about women's rights, social injustice, police brutality, Black Lives Matter. I am talking everything. This country, it's not no. Now you're seeing it open, or now it's getting a broader perspective. Now it's getting a bigger audience, and now social media is big and everything is on social media now. But since back in 11, when I first came to this country, I was fighting for these things. This is not something new. So when people ask me questions like, oh, how are you dealing with this, or how are you dealing with that? I've been dealing with it since I moved to this country. And if I'm being totally honest, racism and all these stuff is not something I've been through in Guyana. I am being totally honest. It's not something I've been through in Guyana. My grandfather is Indian. My closest friends are Indians, and we all lived as one, and we never saw any of this. We never had to feel any of this until I actually came to the United States. That's when I started experiencing these things. And not to say it's something bad to live in, or it brings a negative impact on your experience here. It brings something great because you get to open your mind, you get to be open-minded, you get to understand who you are as a person, as a Black person, or who you are as whatever color you are. You start to get to know yourself, and then whatever it is that you were trained in, or whatever it is that you was built in, or whatever beliefs and morals and values is that you had back then, when you come to the United States, it's something totally different. You get an open mind, you get a broader perspective of life, you get a broader perspective of you. You start to know who you are. And it took me a while to realize that, but I got there. Anyways, enough about that. Let's go on to the next question. My social life and dating life. One thing I can say for the ladies, the first thing my cousin told me when I moved to the United States is stay away from Jamaican men. No harm to Jamaican men, still love y'all, same way. But if I am to advise you, I would probably say the same thing my cousin said. Ladies, stay away from Jamaican men. Please. I'm begging you. You know what? A man is a man. But for me, I should have listened to my cousin. But dating wasn't the dating pool. I guess it's a much wider pool, or a bigger pool compared to Guyana. We just got the Guyanese men that don't do this, don't do that in front of their friends, but then alright, we're gonna let them say. But it's a wider, it's a bigger pool, but at the end of the day, ladies, men are going to be men, and for the men, the women are going to be women. It's not the same per se, because it's not one set of people. Like while you're here, you got Asian, Chinese, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Lucians, Vincentians, Italians, Greeks. You have everything, okay? So whatever it is that you prefer, I would say, try it. But P.S. women, stay away from Jamaican men. My social life, if you guys know me, you know I'm a social butterfly. I'm a part of everything. One thing that I did enjoy during spring break in college, I took trips to Oklahoma for Habitat for Humanity. I went to Alcatraz, which is in San Francisco. We did parties, we did clubs. I'm talking everything. It's to a point where I'm not really that into parties and club lives anymore. And growing up in Guyana, being in Guyana, and being a part of everything HG had, everything Stag had, you come here and it's totally different. The party scene is not the same, and you're looking at everything and everyone like, what the hell is going on? You know? But it's not that bad. It's a great experience to have. But they're a little bit more, you know, whatever that means. They're a little bit more upscale, up class, and but those would probably be the lounges and all that extra that goes on. Now listen, a social life is a social life. I have a social life. I still do, sort of. No, I still do, but it's not that bad. Social life, I would say it's pretty much the same, but not the same. It's more of a lounge club. You won't have the what should I say? You won't have your party until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, or the one time you went to somebody's house party and then when you left you going to another party. I mean, you could do that here, but the same feeling of getting getting home from the party 5 o'clock in the mornings and stuff, it's not, you don't have that here. You find a few Caribbean people throwing parties like that probably in the summertime, but other than that, it's pretty much just basic stuff, you know. What other question do I have here? Would you move back? If yes, why? If no, why not?
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello.